I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you for coming out to day number 1 ICAST here at the Bassmaster booth, and very excited about an event, a unique event that we have going on starting next week on the Niagara River. It is the Bassmaster Classic Niagara River Bracket Tournament, head-to-head competition. Our top 8 anglers here, happy enough to join us here, and we want to thank all of them for coming out here. But our top 8 from Cayuga Lake have qualified for this event on the Niagara River, a much different event than you're used to in the past. Of course, Bassmaster Live, an event amongst itself, become a very popular feature at Bass, but this is going to be live, and you're going to see every single cast that happens this time. In the past at Bassmaster Live events, we kind of shut it down and leave a little excitement for the weigh-in. Well, there is no weigh-in. Our anglers are going to be weighing all their fish on the water. They're going to be with the marshals in the water, similar to, a format that was kicked off at TTBC years ago. Very similar to that, and we're going to allow them, but they only get 3 hours to fish on the first 2 days. Our bracket pairings, obviously the number 1 seed in this event, Kevin Van Dam, because he won that Cayuga event. So Kevin's going to fish against Drew Benton on day number 1, and Kobe is going to fish against Jacob Brosnick. We've got B. Height fishing against Keith Combs, and Jordan Lee and Dean Rojas. Those are our 4 groupings. And how it works on day number 1 is 4 teams, they'll get to fish 3 hours in the morning. So the number 1 and number 8 seed will fish for 3 hours in the morning, and then they'll get 3 hours in the afternoon on day 2. It's a 2-day tournament basically to qualify from there. Then we cut it down to 4 anglers. 4 anglers compete for 6 hours on Thursday, and then 2 anglers, of course, will compete on Friday. You don't have to beat everybody, you just have to beat the angler that you're seated against, and Drew Benton's got to be the most excited about this. He got the luckiest, just got to beat that dude. How do you feel? And you said in an article, Drew, you have never officially met Kevin until moments ago.
Yeah, we just met just a few minutes ago. It's kind of a weird way to meet him, but I have tremendous respect for him. I've watched him, ever since I started watching fishing on TV, and he's kind of been the pinnacle of the sport since I started watching it. So it's going to be kind of neat for me to go face to face with somebody that I have so much respect for.
Now that you just met him, will it make it uncomfortable beating him out there?
Not at all.
No, you have no problem with that. Guys, I'm just going to wait. We're going to break out and allow you guys to do one-on-one interviews with the guys or pairing interviews, but I'm going to hand the mic over to Kevin, and maybe you guys can spend a few minutes and tell me how different this, number 1, how live has changed fishing, and how different this format is going to be.
Well, Drew, the one thing that you probably don't remember, maybe you didn't see, but I think I met you the first day of the first morning of the St. Johns River tournament. I drew out like boat 100 or something there, and I was idling in through the manatee zone towards about a 7-pounder on a bed, and as I was coming up there, I think you were putting it in your live well, if I remember correctly. So Drew's had a great year, and this is kind of a unique format, and something I think that is going to be really exciting for the fans to watch it live, to see every cast, to see every lure choice, every move, and to do it in a 3-hour session. It's definitely going to put a rush on what we're doing out there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We got a classic spot there, and with ESPN streaming it too, that's a whole other audience. So got to remember that you're on camera. That's the thing that I have a hard time with live is you just think that you're just hanging out there with your cameraman, but there's actually thousands and thousands of people watching you there, and it's super cool. I've unfortunately been there on the final day several times this year where I wasn't fishing, where I was watching it, and it's just absolutely mesmerizing. So I just can't turn it off. You see every little thing. There's no more secrets now. It's probably the best thing ever for our bait companies and tackle companies and equipment companies, because they can see exactly what guys are really using. So it's really changed the sport and brought it mainstream, and our fans have really embraced it. So this is going to be the first time where it's wire to wire like that, and I think it's going to be really cool. It's a unique fishery up there. I've not really been on it. We've been to Buffalo before and fished there, but never went in the river. So I think none of us really know exactly what it is. Colby's been practicing for a month up there, just knowing that he was gonna qualify before it was off limits. So he's probably the only guy that's gonna be ready.
it's kind of hard to follow Kevin. He's kind of the best fisherman, best speaker, and all that stuff. But yeah, he's exactly right when it comes to that. The live feed and everything, and being able to watch him. But I kind of drew a buddy of mine in this event, so I don't really know what's going to happen. I might bring the gas, or I might just lay up. I don't know yet. So it'll be fun to watch on live. But it's a great event. I just wish there was a little bit more to kind of get us fired up about it and all that. But it's smallmouth fishing. There's a ton of largemouths going to be biting, and it's just one of those things where it's the first time this has ever been done in the bass deal, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Well, I'm obviously got the most to gain and the most to lose out of this thing, out of all these people coming into where I'm at in the points. And like Kevin said, I sort of slacked off throughout the whole year, and I put all the marbles on the table for this big event. That's sort of how it worked out. And we had a plan. I was going to tie with my roommate Jacob so I could breeze through the first round. So it's like a perfect storm that's working out here. But it's pretty funny, to be in a situation where I am fishing against my roommate that I've traveled with for a couple years on the elite circuit and previous years fishing tournaments together, and just to have this opportunity where I'm at, not having a good year, and maybe a chance of a lifetime to make, the second Bassmaster Classic I've ever fished is a pretty cool deal. And, it'll be interesting to see and how it all plays out. And it brings me back to the days where, you're fishing for 3 hours, like it's a Tuesday night wildcat back on the St. Joe River in Indiana. So it'll be pretty neat. And like Kevin said, we'll all be running around and trying to cover a lot of water, and everybody in the whole world will see how it ends when it ends at the time it ends, and there's no weigh-in. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, everybody's been asking me, so what do you think about this format? I think anything new is always exciting for us. We kind of we've been fishing tournaments for so long, and they kind of the same habits all the time. And when it's something new and something that nobody's ever done, it's kind of cool to be the first ones to do it. So kind of like Kevin said, the live is really what's going to change our sport. I mean, this is what we've been kind of gearing up for and waiting for that technology to happen, and it's here, guys. And I think you see a lot of guys when I don't make the cut, or any of these guys probably don't make the cut, we're watching live. I know my wireless provider loves it because my data plan keeps having to go up, but it's going to be a great thing. All these guys are great fishermen, and I think you're going to see some really cool stuff happen.
Oh, no doubt. I'll just kind of echo what everybody else has said. I think the live is definitely going to bring out the personalities and everybody that's here. When I first qualified for the event, I said, well, it's going to be fun. There's not going to be any stress. There is some stakes. It's a classic qualification, but I'm not going to worry too much about. I just go out and have a good time. But I know that once they tell us to start casting, it's going to be high stress. 3 hours and a short practice is not a lot of time to make adjustments, so everybody is going to be probably worrying about catching fish, even though we're just competing against one person at a time. It's definitely going to be an interesting thing to watch, and I know if I wasn't fishing, my eyes would be glued to that live camera.
Yeah, this format's going to be a lot of fun. I feel like, having 3 hours in the tournament is just something we're, totally not used to. It's really going to be, everything's going to be new to us. Used to having 8 hours out there, a lot of time in practice, 2.5 days to look around and kind of scout out the place. But this is going to be a lot shorter. We're going to have to process everything, a lot quicker. So it's going to be different. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think, for everybody just to mix it up. And I think the place we're going has a lot of smallmouth, and a few largemouth, I think. So, we really don't know what to expect. So that's what's going to be fun about it, and everybody's going to get to see exactly, how we break down a place in 3 hours, basically, or when we're struggling, how we're going to be running around trying to make something happen. So it'll be a lot of fun, and I know everybody's looking forward to it.
Well, first off, I just want to say I'm extremely proud to be up here with these guys right here, top 8 guys. They're first class all the way around. And I want to thank Bass for taking the option of trying something new and innovative, and something that's going to put a spike, put an interest back in our sport that I think all of us will agree that is very exciting to watch with the live coverage and everything. But you know, I've been doing this not as long as Kevin. Kevin's a little older than I am, so he's been doing it a lot longer than I have. But you know, we've been through a lot of things that Bass have tried throughout the years, and some of the things worked very well, and some things kind of left to the side. But I believe this is here to stay. I think this is going to become something that's going to be a main staple in our industry, with everything wanting to have it now and live and so forth, and being able to watch, you know, the top tier pros fish at the highest level in the most stressful situations that we go through each and every day. So I'm excited for the Niagara River. I look forward to the challenges. I look forward to the bracket system. I look forward to everything out there. And I want to be there on Friday, finish up the final round. But I want to thank you all for coming out, and I'll leave it up to Dave.
Thank you very much, guys. And one of the only negatives we ever hear about Bassmaster Live is from people, buddies, people, everybody hears it. It ruins their life. I mean, they have to watch it on a Saturday, and they get distracted from cutting the lawn and all sorts of things that they should be doing. The good news is we're not going to screw up your weekend this time. This event is going to be obviously Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 4 days, and we're going to give you an official note that you can take those 4 days off, obviously, or don't take them off. Just watch Bassmaster Live while at work. It's going to be a lot of fun. Once again, our brackets: Drew Benton versus Kevin Van Dam. Jay Pross, who is fishing against his roommate and says he may not even fish. We'll see how that works out. Kobe Krieger and Jacob Prosnick. Of course, we've got B. Height and Keith Combs, and then our final bracket here, Jordan Lee and Dean Rojas. It's head-to-head battle, a Bassmaster Classic, berth on the line, and $50,000. I want to wish all of you luck, and thank you for making time out of your day to come here to the Bass booth. I know how busy ICAST is, and we'd like to welcome all the media. Come on up, enjoy a cold beer, and interview our pros, our brackets here. Thank you very much for your time, and we hope to see you next week on Bassmaster Live.